All right, everybody, I am back and it's been a while. I've had to do a little bit of rearranging because I was running out of room. One reason I haven't done a video in a while. Also, I've been working on my real estate, so I had to close my shop at the Rusty Rails due to not making enough money in there. So I'm probably going to start selling on Etsy. Right now, I'm going to show you my table. These are these big mats I got under here to protect the table. Also be trying to use wax paper just to save time from washing this. All right, so let's get started here and show you around. I was having trouble with being able to use my card table because my card table used to be over there. And I had the shelves standing straight up next to each other. So they are, I believe these are some from Target. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3. So I had them the other way, 3 tall and then, or 4 up and then 3 across. And I did that with both of them. So now I put them 4 across, 3 up, and did that twice with the help of my husband. I've got it so organized, it's crazy. I love it. I've got all my cards making material here. So here I have room for my card making stuff. One day I'll probably get back into making cards. Stuff here, little things. I get these at Michael's. This will hold my epoxy. So it's right next to me. And here, I wanted my cups right here. And I also have some extra cups in these bins and my stir stick. And then these are little stuff like masks and gloves and stuff like that. I also have my air purifier here and my UV light there. Basically, my closet needs some work, but I use a little shoe rack for my flowers, my fake flowers. So I got a nice area to work at now. I'm so excited. And then I just got these because these are little surfboards. I'm going to try to put some of those in the turtles. So I'm going to start working on some more turtles to try to put in my Etsy shop. And I just got 2 of these. And what my goal was is to put it in here after it I make one. And I think it's going to be too big, but that's all right. I have some smaller ones that are pretty tiny. Basically, I'm going to put some smaller ones in there. But I want to try these turtles. I may not do this one today. I'll probably do this one. And then stuff I don't use that much is up there. Basically, this is all my resin molds. Coasters. I kind of put them in some type of order. Anything to do with animals in there. But you don't need to see all that. But on my skulls. And then here's another one. This is all jewelry making stuff and wood making stuff. And this is, and if I get a sale, here's some of my packaging materials. And this is something my husband made so I can take pictures of my products. And I have a little light right here attached here so I can kind of put the light in here. Make the whatever I put in there a little bit brighter. Stuff I need to fix in here when I was cleaning, or that I'm going to put in something. So I have these little dragons. I'm thinking about putting them in a pyramid. So these don't really need fixing. It's just they're too sharp for children. So I decided not to give it to my great grandson. He loves dinosaurs because they are very, very sharp. So maybe when he gets older, I'll make some. But I'm going to put those in a pyramid, I believe. I think that's going to be one of my next projects. So anyways, here's some stuff I put on Etsy already. This is made out of thick yarn and fabric, ribbon, and they all come with hangers. All right, and oh, I forgot this. This is awesome. So I had all my little screws and stuff like that all thrown in this drawer. It was driving me crazy. Right now I just have some tape and stuff like that. But check this out. I got this off of Amazon, and it's way deeper than I thought, putting stuff in. So this is from my wood signs where you put pictures on. This is for my wood ornaments. So yeah, I got lots and lots and lots of stuff here. Wall hanging stuff, sandpaper, even got the little sander. I mean, it's so organized. I do need to probably label it. Here I got a little drill for my jewelry making stuff. This is all jewelry making stuff, and this is a deburring tool for resin. So anyways, looks pretty good. This card I have anything to do with mica powders, alcohol inks, little flowers, googly eyes, any little sequins that go into your resin project are down there, except for the thick glitters, thin glitters. They're all on the table, and I just use a little Lazy Susan for that. And then this is something my mother gave me. It was an Old Spice rack, as you can see. And this is awesome. You just turn it, and it actually has one side you can pour, one side you can sprinkle. So this is pretty cool. But I guess it's time to start working on something. I'm getting ready to start on my turtles. Of course, if you haven't seen this before, my daughter made this for me a long time ago when I became a photographer. Mommy's Artography. Me taking a picture of a bird. That's like my favorite picture that anybody I think pretty much has ever drawn for me. So anyways, let's get started. Alright, so I think for now we're just going to start out with the two baby turtles. So I'm going to get another one. I just got these. I have not used these before. And these come in a nice box. These are off of Amazon. And I wanted to get two because I think the smaller ones would sell better just because they would be a lot more inexpensive because they would use a lot less resin. I don't normally measure my resin prior to pouring to see how much I need for each mold, just because it varies depending on what you're going to put in it. So if I filled this with a lot of sand, I'm not going to need obviously a lot of resin. So you can do that. You can measure with rice or water and get an idea. It's not always 100% accurate, but it comes close. So now I do have a mold release I can spray prior to it, but you want to let it make sure it's dry. But I'm not going to do that. I think it'll be fine. Some molds now you may, like this turtle, he's really hard to come out, the tail. So I may do that next time. I didn't do that last time, and it was really hard to demold him. So let's see what kind of resin we're going to use. So today I've got the craft resin, and I don't have much of it. I'm about out, so I may have to use something else. But right now we're just going to fill the bottom with like a clear, and then we're going to add some stuff to it. Now I was thinking about putting some little palm trees in there, some sand palm trees, and I'm not sure if the surfboards will be too big. Now these are actually for the top of cakes, but I could take this off or cut it down. So this looks like the back. So actually I think I would just take this whole thing off. It looks like it was glued on there. Let's see if I can get it off. Alright, so you can do that. And let's see if it'll come off without messing up it. It's basically kind of like a sticker on a popsicle stick. So I could do that. So remember, this is going to be the top. This is going to be the bottom. So the bad part I might put at the bottom where I just peeled off the popsicle stick. It's got a little mark there. So I may do that. It looks like a little surfboard with some sand. I may do it from one. I got a couple more. And I've got these. I do have the fan on in here because it's really hot in my room for some reason. So sorry if that is too loud. But so this I thought would be cute, kind of sticking up like that. These are some mini palm trees. They are plastic, and you know, but they're cute. So I might do palm trees on one, and let's do that. Palm tree on one, and then we'll do a couple surfboards on the other. That sounds good. That sounds good to me. Let's see what kind of other surfboards we have. So I've got my less resin mixer. I've had it charged for a while. This is what I use all the time. And it comes with this stand, and it can elevate it or lower it. It has a silicone mat there. And it has AI mode, which is 4 minutes. And then it has, you can go back and forth. You can go fast, slow, rechargeable. So that's what I like. You don't have to have a cord attached to it. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to go ahead, and this is a under here, it's a Let's Resin self-leveling table, and I've already got it leveled, so I'm not trying to move this. And a lot of times the resin I use is self-leveling anyway, so I don't get too concerned about it. Mainly for like bookmarks. For some reason they really need leveling. There's a little bit of hair in there, so I'm going to take a little baby wipe, just kind of wipe off in here any little dust particles. And that could just be my fan blowing stuff, because it shouldn't have anything, because I did not take them out of the box till now, unless it was something from the factory. Alright, so these little turtles are very detailed if you look. They've got little bumps inside. Now for the eyes are right here. I'm going to just draw them on this time. I can put the little dragon eyes that I got off of Amazon. I can put those in there, but I'm not going to do that today. You can do it with some UV resin. I'm highly allergic to UV resin, so I try not to do that. Or you can do regular resin, and you're just going to have to wait overnight and kind of just stand it up. But this is so tiny that if you look at it compared to the big turtle, it's like right at the tip of the nose. It's almost like you can't even see where the eyes are at. Somewhere in there. So I'm just going to see what it looks like, and maybe hopefully I can draw on the eyes later. Alright, so let's get 2 small cups. These are little 5-ounce cups, and I'm just adding what I got left basically. I don't have much left. Let's see how much we can get out of there. It's about half full. I don't know if I have that much of this part. This is part B. I like this craft resin because it really cures clear. It's like one of the best resins I've used, and I'm actually out. But I have some other resin I can use. I'm not going to use a whole lot today. So this is about the top of the little line. Trying to get them even. That's about even. So what I'm going to do is just pour a little bit in the bottom with a little bit of a blue color, a light blue. And then I'm going to add my palm tree and my surfboards. So let's go ahead and mix this up. So I'm going to get a little bit of a bigger cup and add them together. And I get these at the local food line. You can get them online. So they are bamboo sticks that have like a little scraper on it and a poker. So you can poke, like if you have something you want to push down, you can poke it at the other end, or you can poke the bubbles. So I absolutely love these. I use these all the time and get quite a few for not a bad price. They are cheaper on Amazon, so I did find them on Amazon. It's more expensive in the grocery store, but if you need something in a hurry, you can get these at, I know my local food line has them, and they're over by the like barbecue, like where the meats are, and then they'll have like barbecue sauces and stuff like that, and grill tools and stuff like that. That's where I got these at. So this ain't gonna be a whole lot because, like I said, I'm just getting enough in there to tack it down. So we're gonna go ahead and mix this. I'm gonna mix it for like 5 minutes. When I start out mixing it with the stick, it's to scrape the sides. You see how it's cloudy? And then I'll put it in the Let's Resin mixer. I also have a bubble machine. I'll probably throw it in there. So I will fast forward through this part. So I've mixed it, and now I'm going to put it in the bubble remover machine. It's also by Let's Resin. This is one of my favorite things I bought. It actually really works. You can't use very tall cups like the McDonald's cups that I usually try to recycle, but that's why I try to use. You can use a round fat cup, but not a tall cup, not a super tall cup. This one's just fine. So I'm going to do 6 minutes. You do have to watch it. If you don't watch it, it will pour over. Do not leave your room when you use this. Let's see. So I'm turning it to, oops. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off. I don't know what for some reason I turned it the wrong way. Oops. So I need to turn it on. You hold it. To turn it on, you hold it. And there's a plus and minus. To the right, it's plus. Alright. So I'm going to do about 6 minutes. 6.5. You go ahead and wipe these off. Try to not get any resin right here. Sometimes I'll put plastic wrap around here just to protect it. And then next to me I have this silicone little tray, and I put wax paper in here so it's easy to clean out when I'm done. Just in case I don't have time to clean it, I go ahead and remove this. I'm just trying to help you out with some cleaning tips. And then I'm just kind of wipe it off real quick. Right now I could do it a little bit longer since that's in the degasser. So I just pick some baby wipes, and you can take some rubbing alcohol and clean it as well. Now the rubbing alcohol is going to make my air purifier go off, so you may hear that noise for some reason. It's not going off now, like it's low odor. Like I said, with the resin I'm using, as soon as I spray this, it could just be a little bit it's going to start turning red. I do have other videos on that, how that works. Some people also go ahead and spray the bottom of their molds, so when you pour the resin, it'll help with the bubbles. So you can do that as well. So this is already ready. And I love this little swirl thing. I believe I got this. It's called the rotating bath organizer. I want to say I got this. Honestly, I don't even remember where I got it. So this is awesome. Spins. So you put your stuff back in there. So what tools will I need? I'll need something in here to poke these down to kind of hold them down. So you get something like this, or one of these. Let's see. I think I like these because you can, this has two sides here. You can kind of push it down like that. Lots of bubbles. I still got a good 3 minutes, so I'm going to fast forward this part. But here's the blue I chose. It's called Sig Wong. It's just a little blue alcohol ink. I'm just going to put a very tiny bit. I'm going to do both of them blue just to save time. All them bubbles rising to the top. Alright, it is done. It's just degassing now. Alright, I can take the lid off. So here we go. So still a little bit bubbles on the top, but not bad. We'll let it sit for a second here, and we'll just go ahead and add the alcohol ink in there, and that will actually help with the bubbles as well because it's alcohol. So here, one drop. There's one drop. And just see what it looks like with one drop. So it's a little bit too translucent, so we're going to do one more drop, and that's all I am going to do. So I want to be able to see my palm tree. There we go. And you should stir slow to avoid getting more bubbles. So kind of stir slow. I kind of was doing that too fast. What I'm going to do is let it sit for a second before I pour it. But not too long, because this here is pretty fast. So you can feel it getting warm. I'm going to sit here and let the bubbles go to the surface for a minute. I can also spray just a dab of alcohol. That helps with it. Let's see where I want to position my little guy. So basically you're just trying to get this to stay down. And so we got the palm tree. I'm trying to put him closer to his tail. Maybe not. Maybe I'll put it more right there. All right, then we got the surfboards. I'll put the word summer in the middle. So this side's a little bit bent, so I'm gonna put that on the back. Actually, this one still has the little glue on it, so I'm gonna get a different one. I don't like that one. I think I'm gonna do 2 of these like that. All right. So I'm gonna pour this in here. And I'm going to try not to fill the arms because there I want some sand. And plus I need some for this little palm tree. Because he's going to float up. All right. You can see what I'm doing here. All right, so I'm going to move this back over here. See how the bubbles are coming up? They're going to do that anytime you add something. You will have bubbles rise up underneath. So you're going to have to keep an eye on it, so it doesn't cure that way. So I'm just kind of spreading these surfboards around. And that looks pretty good there. I think that's pretty centered. It's okay if they overlap. All right, so all we got to do is wait for that to cure. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Make sure no bubbles pop up. So now we wait for about 24 hours. I'm going to spray some alcohol on here. And that is it. All right, everybody, we're back. Everything's looking great so far. Not too many bubbles. This is actually really clear. This has a little bit of bubbles, but it's okay because it is an ocean scene, so we're not gonna sweat small stuff. So when I was coming in here to keep checking on this for bubbles, summer surfboard kept moving and it actually shifted under the other one, so I caught it in time. That's why you see bubbles, because it was getting really tacky. It's a little bit why, but it's solid. So we're gonna add our other stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and add some more drops of the blue, and we've got some white sand, and I've got my mini seashells I've got off of Amazon. They're so cute. I mean, they're tiny. So these are awesome. And I've got my Cricut grabbers here. I guess you use it for vinyl, but I use it for getting little sequins and stuff put in, so my hands don't get full of resin. And then something just kind of push things down. And I've already mixed my resin. I ran out of the other stuff of the craft resin. So I'm using Promise Epoxy, Tabletop Epoxy A and B, and I've already mixed it. And yes, it says tabletop, but it will work for other things. I've already mixed it, and I've already put it in the bubble remover machine, and it's already getting warm, so we need to go ahead and get this poured. Still got a little bit of bubbles on top here, but we're going to add our same alcohol ink. I'm just going to add 2 drops. 1, 2. Actually, I'm going to do like 3 or 4 because this got really clear. And we have more resin this time. So what I used is probably about 14 ounces. So these are two 9-ounce cups, and I filled them about here and here. I wanted to go ahead and mix it off camera because it did take a while. One of the resins was very sticky, like really hard, because it was kind of cool in here. So that's another reason I put it in the bubble remover machine. So we've got about 14 ounces. That should finish this. So we will see. There is lots more bubbles than I like. So I'm hoping they'll go away. But the tabletop epoxy does take, it says 72 hours to cure. However, seeing how I heated it up, probably going to cure a lot quicker. So that's actually a very pretty color right here. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pour in here so you can still see through everything. I'm going to leave a little bit of room for the shells and try to get the shells in there before this gets too cured here. It is getting warm. I'm going to take some of the sand and I'm going to take a spoon. I've got this little mini spoon. Instead of pouring it so it doesn't get everywhere, I'm trying to keep it in one spot. So I'm going to take a spoon and just kind of put the sand right here at the bottom. So it's kind of behind everything. And I'm going to do the same on this side. I do have some green sand that's really pretty, but I keep using that one, so I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. All right, so now let's get some seashells. I'm just going to drop some in here. I'm going to get this where I can reach it. And like I said yesterday, I do not want a lot because they will stick up and I will have to sand them down. So a little bit. I want to overfill it to where I'm having to sand. So I'm just putting it right here. I need to get something else. Let's see. I need to get my stick is what I need. Actually, I'm going to get another one. This is what I like about these. I can kind of poke these down. So you're going to be able to see through this pretty good. All right. Kind of blend the sand in a little bit at the bottom. Okay, get a little bit more. They're so cute. I could probably put some down here by the sand. Got to remember his tail's down there, so I don't want to put too much in there or his tail might get covered. Might not be able to get resin in it. Let's see. Got some little starfish. And the ones, so I don't know what they call, you put them up to your ears and you can hear the ocean. Got a lot of those. I just love these. These are good for even jewelry. I'll put a link into everything I'm using. I've had these so long, I hope I can find the link to them. I should have them. So I do have some other ones, but they're way too big for something like this. All right. Like I said, I don't want to put too many because they will stick up. Push them down. Oh, this is going to be so cute. I'm going to poke in his head here. Try to make sure the resin gets in his head. we are going to add a little more resin. Actually, I'm going to add, this one needs more resin. For some reason, I feel like it's not level for some reason. It seems like there's more going on to this side. So I'm going to try to adjust that. Palm tree looks good. It didn't poke up. I had a pretty busy day today. I got a drone job, so I had to order some insurance, but I had to do some research first. So I'm trying to get more drone photography jobs. I've got my first paid one. I've done a lot for free. Mainly, nobody's really asked me. I just did it on my own. I promoted like the Wilmore Dam. You can take a look at those videos if you'd like. There are different playlists on my channel. If this is the first time being here, I do have one called Drones and Dash Cams, because I got a dash cam that I started using kind of protect myself from the crazy drivers in case something happens where I live, because they are absolutely out of hand where we live. Anywhere you go nowadays, people just don't care. So I got a dash cam so that you'll see some videos on my trips to the mountains. Fun. You'll actually see one where a semi pulled out and like tried to go to the next lane that I was in, avoiding another semi that was in the same lane as him coming up the ramp. So that was a little scary for me. But the dash cams works really well. It's got 4 cameras. It's called 4. I think it's called 4-channel dash cam. It's got one in the back, 2 on the sides, and 1 in the front. And usually when I do my videos, I just do the front view to show you how it works. Now, I don't want to really cover the whole back with sand, because I want to be able to possibly put one of those white lights. If you've seen another video, I use them for my frogs. They're super small and round, and then you plug them in, and oh, we got some thunder going on. Anyways, you plug them in, and it's really cool what you can see, the little design you got going on here. That's one reason I made it clear. So if you have a colored bottom, you're not going to be able to see it as well, like for your turtles. So that's why I'm doing the clear. That's another reason I'm doing the clear. See, now you see the bubbles raising right here? That's because of the sand, so you got to pay attention to that when you put the sand in. This is going to be pretty, I think. Now I'm going to clean up these edges right here with like a Q-tip. So don't mind me if you see me making a mess. I usually get that with the Q-tip, or one of these. I've got a whole bunch of these little silicone scrapers here, and I'll just go around the edges, and then I'll take a baby wipe and wipe off the little tool, because I don't want to have to use a deburring tool. I usually have to anyways, but sometimes it just doesn't work well. When it gets really hard, it's very hard to use, in my opinion. If you haven't used a deburring tool, it's kind of like peeling a potato. That's what the tool kind of reminds me of when you use it. First time I got it, I was like, how in the world do you use this? I could not figure it out. So somebody said, it's like peeling a potato. And that's exactly what it does. This is very full. Now remember, resin shrinks, so it's okay if you get a little full, because it will shrink. And if there's bubbles, that's fine, because it is a beach scene, so some things I really don't worry about the bubbles. Unless it's big like this, I don't, where the sand's coming up, so I try to keep moving that. Try to keep poking that. Looks pretty, and it's just simple. This is just a simple job. I'm not trying to overdo it today, or these last 2 days. I'm just trying to do something quick and simple. Although my videos are a little bit long sometimes, you can fast forward. It's fine. It won't bother me a bit. As far as getting monetized, I haven't yet, and I probably never will. But that's okay. I just enjoy doing it, you know. I filled it a little bit too much on that side. So what I'm going to do also, I have to do it with the big turtles. Like, remember, this is my first time doing these little turtles. So in the big turtle, if you don't squeeze where his head is, it won't get inside everything. So you kind of do a little, I call it CPR on him. And that also releases the bubbles. So just kind of, now he was already almost full, his head. This one I didn't have anything in. No, I've got a little bit left, and it's getting really hot. So I need to go ahead and pour this. Real slow. Just to fill up its arms. I think that one is pretty full. Actually, I think they're both pretty full. And so I got a little bit left, but that's okay. Everything's fitting into its spots. I am going to keep pushing down the seashells so they don't float up and I have to sand the bottom. Yeah, this is going to cure quick. It's probably going to cure quicker than I actually want it to, because the longer you let it cure, the more bubbles will release. So this is tabletop epoxy, like I said, and it's made to put on top of a table. It says it can be a flood coat, or it can be a base coat. So I really, really wish I would have had my other resin. I'm not really liking the way there's so many bubbles in here. I don't know why. I did mix it for quite a while. Oh, we're getting some rain. So nice and quiet in here tonight. All right, so I'm just going to keep messing with it. Keep pushing these down, and then we will see you when we demold it. I think I poured a little bit too much in some spots. So I'm going to keep kind of pulling some off the sides here. And we'll do one little thing before I go. We're going to spray it with some alcohol. There's a little trick here. Go ahead and put a baby wipe around your alcohol bottle, because you will get it very sticky if you don't. This is my third replacement, so I'm trying not to keep replacing those. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. The sand's just hanging on at the bottom of the surfboards and at the palm tree. This is beautiful. These are beautiful. All right. So we will see you tomorrow when we demold. It may be a couple days from now, depending on how much time I have. I have a job tomorrow, so it's looking good. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. All right, we are back, and it's been about 30 hours since I poured the final pour, and we are going to demold. I am looking at it right now, and I already see a little bit of overfillage on this one. So right here, you can see I poured too much, but that's okay. We're going to take care of that. I've got some tools with me here. I've got these little grabbers here. I use them for jewelry making. I've got a deburring tool and a little sander. I also have a Let's Resin sander, but I don't have that with me right now, but I may have to do that later, but I won't do that on camera. All right, so let's go ahead and demold this. I'm super excited. Now this mold is very, very soft. Some molds are really hard, so I'm not sure if this was meant for like candle making or something, but it's one of those really soft molds. So this is actually really easy to demold. This is awesome. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. This is my first time doing these little turtles. Let's see the necks covered, because the other necks started having holes in the big turtles. There's no hole there. I don't know about the other one, so here we go. Are we going to turn it? Are we going to turn it? Well, first I'm going to feel around. There's a little bit of a seashell sticking right here. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. That one's pretty flat. All right. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. That is adorable. Oh my gosh. Let me turn some of this light down, because I can see my hand looks orange. All right, so I turned the light down a little bit so you could see it better. And here we go. Let's look. Oh, that is so adorable. Oh my goodness. Very detailed for the shells. And if you wanted, you could do some of those white turtles and just paint here on the outside. This is so beautiful. I love it. And look, the bubbles are pretty good. You don't see a whole lot, so that's awesome. I did not have my light with me. I think I put them in the storage unit after I closed my shop. So I'm going to have to find one of those lights, and then we're going to light them up. I may just do that on the pictures, or I may just add to this video. I'm not sure right now. For sake of time, right now, I'm trying to get my video done. I've already processed the first couple of days, but this is beautiful. And I'll show you right here, this little extra part right here. You can go like this, or right here. I think I'm just going to pull this off like that, because it's a bigger piece and it's still flimsy, so that's great. The longer it cures, the harder it will get, so that's why you try to go ahead and don't do it too soon, but don't do it late weeks later, because if you have an issue like where you need to deburr something, it's going to be really, really hard to do. And this is the deburring tool I was talking about. So you just go across like this and get the sharp edges. Let me raise this a little bit. Just kind of go like this. So you hold it like a potato peeler. It swivels. It comes with a whole bunch of different blades. But this is just mainly so people don't cut themselves. But we're not going to finish this right today. So I got a big chunk right here. See how it peels off? And I don't worry too much about the bottom. I don't want it to look like that all the way across though. The little white line. You can add more resin. I may have to do that. Because right here, there's some deep part of their feet. So let's go ahead and get the other one demolded. That is so cute. I like them. Oh, and we got to do something with his eyes. So his eyes is like right in the corner here. So I can just put a little black marker on there, or we've got these really cool markers, Let's Resin markers right here. So I could do like a silver eye. I love these. They're about the best. So you shake them up, they're like a can of paint. We'll set that aside for a minute. I'm going to turn the light back up just a little bit so we can see. All right. So we got one. Let's do the palm tree. These are easy to demold. That's awesome. All right, set these aside. Here we go. Oh, that's pretty. I should have covered this a little bit more, so I should have put the sand, a little bit of sand before the top, but I mean, it's still beautiful. Look at that. I'm very picky. Very picky. So this one didn't have too much over pour. There's little parts right here I need to work on. That. These are adorable, and like I said in the beginning of the video, I think these would be less expensive to make, and more people would probably buy them because you'd be able to put the prices lower than the big turtles. Now the big turtles, some people are selling for anywhere from $65 to and up. I actually sold one. I think I ended up putting 50 on it, but I had 65. It was the last day of one of my festivals, so it was my first turtle I sold. So this is so pretty. It turned out pretty good. Pretty good. I got my two cute little turtles. Awesome. Let's see. Let's move these and see what they look like on the black here, so you can see them better. Oh my goodness. Look at that. They are adorable. I see my imperfections, but a lot of people that buy these, I don't think they're going to see, you know, some of the things that I see. But all art's different. I'm going to try to do one eye. So you shake up the marker. And his eye is right there. So I might put silver and then put a little black dot. Actually, I'll do his other eye. It's kind of hard to find it. You gotta kind of put your... because it's got other bumps by its head. It's kind of gotta... right about there. These markers are awesome though. I use them for my little resin clocks. If you can look at those videos, and I think I have one video where I showed you how I painted the little trim on the resin clock, and it made it look so much better. It stood out. So there's the little turtle. with his eyes colored in, and I'll probably put a little black dot in there after this dries with a Sharpie. But this is so cute. I love it. You could also paint his mouth black through here. His little grooves. I'm not going to do that right now. But, alright. Thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And you could like, subscribe, and share. And I am sorry I get a little bit long-winded. I'm an over-explainer. Sometimes people say that's good because they find out great tips that I have showed them. And if it's not, just go ahead and fast forward. I don't mind. But thank you again for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time you're watching this. As for me, it is 2 a.m. and it's time for bed. See you next time. Alright, as I discussed in the video, I do have these little lights that go underneath. I've used these for my big turtles. I don't know if they're going to be too big for them. I mean, they still look cute, I guess. So we're going to try it and see what it looks like. But first I'm going to show you what I got to put it all together. So I've got this flash fish. It's a little battery charging box. You can also put the cord in here. However, I burnt the cord out due to trying to use it camping for my hair dryer, so I don't suggest doing that. So you've got your AC and your DC, and so we've got 1, 2, 3. These lights are approximately 6 inches long, so I can plug them into here. But what I normally do for shows, I just bought this for my last show at the Dogwood Festival. This is really cool. So it has 10 USB ports. Oops. Alright. So you hook this part into the end here. Right there. I'm going to hook that in there. Sorry, I had to put you down for a minute. I don't have my camera stand at this moment. So then we'll plug this into here. Alright. And then you can push these individually on. Like that. So we're going to hook in the light. And for the Dogwood Festival, I had all of these plugged in. I had everything lit up. This box actually lasts a really, really long time. And these lights have on and off switches as well. So if you want to plug it into a power outlet, or if you want to use this one, you push that on. Let's see. Oops. Gotta make sure I'm doing this right. I always get confused which is DC and which is AC. Alright. Let me try this. Alright, let me troubleshoot. Alright, so I figured it out. You do have to have it plugged into the outlet, and then that goes to here. And then just so they can reach here, and this turns it on and off. So these say on. We're going to hit the switch. There we go. Alright, let me try to hit the other switch. Alright, so they're both on. Now you can turn this off and it will not do anything. That's number 2 there. Alright, so let's see what the turtles look like under the light. So what I'm going to do is put the turtles on, then I'm going to turn off the lights. So if I were to display this, I'd probably put this little cord in the back. Now my first turtle, I end up selling the cord with him. They're about $3 each. I don't know how they are now, but I got a 10-pack. So they're fairly cheap, and I absolutely love them, especially for show. So let's turn off the lights. All right, I'm gonna turn on one, and I'm gonna turn on another. Nice. So it doesn't give it a really cool color on my camera, so let me step back a little bit and try to zoom in and see what happens. There we go. Sweet. But these look cool in person, but I just thought I'd show you those lights that I had mentioned, since I did mention them. All these links will be on Amazon. I can also include this little box that you can bring with you places, and this if you have a whole bunch of stuff that you want to light up. And it looks so much better at night because I don't have lights in my tent, and I don't pay for electricity. When I go to the Dogwood Festival, you can pay for electricity, but I don't have a whole lot of things that I need to light up, so this does help save you a little bit of money when you're at those shows that require you to pay extra for electricity. I'm going to take a picture, and then I'm going to get everything uploaded so we can get the video on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and you have a wonderful rest of your day or night.